Welcome to Small Town Bonsai and Bonsai Therapy. Today, I just want you to see a little update on the Shohin challenge that we have at the Bonsai Club in Tallahassee. Some of my peers were working a little bit during the Bonsai Club, and they were showing what their plans are in order to get these trees into a Shohin style in the next 6 years. So this meeting was in January 2026, second Sunday of the month, and let's see what they said about it. I hope you enjoy this. Remember to subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll keep you updated. One of the next videos, I'm gonna talk about what I'm doing with mine. But for now, let's see what they have to say about their trees.
Okay, so today is January 11th of 2025 in Tallahassee, Florida. As our grow zone is 8A, 8B, 8B.
They upgrade us.
Yeah,
9A.
9A. They're not part of the town now. Global warming. Okay, so this is the specimen that I'm going to use, and
That's right.
what I've done is when I bought the pot from the nursery grower, it already had a little bit of work done. So I got it in late summer, and I just slip potted it into this pot from a nursery pot that I could get some, and filled up around the edges with aggregate. This is about time for me to take this tree out, comb up some of the roots, because it has potting soil surrounded by aggregate and bonsai soil, and that's not really conducive to a consistent root ball. So I'll take it out of the pot, comb out, do some minor root trimming, whatever I can get away with, and then take out the nursery soil and replace it with all bonsai soil. Please. Okay, so that's that part. I have it in a terracotta pot because it's heavy enough to stay outside and not get blown over all the time, and it doesn't break down in the sun. And it's a nice size for this pot for me. What I've already done is started opening up the top of this tree to bring it open, because what I want to do is make this tiny little nub right here is my new apex.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull it in. This is the beginning of my tree right here, and you can see that it's got plenty of strength. It's got its new growth is going on right there, and so these branches, I'm going to tip these off to reduce the auxins that are in some of these growing tips, and that'll focus more energy to this little tip right here. That'll be the beginning of my new apex for this trunk. So some of these other branches, I'm leaving them to grow, but by pulling them down and out of the way, that reduces their strength within the tree. They can still do photosynthesis and help the tree grow, but it's going to prevent them from being considered by the tree as the new leader of the plant. And so as much as I can highlight, de-emphasize some of these and emphasize this, I can help start growing that new crown. And that keeps all this stuff down and compacted away. All these other branches will be either removed or used as a secondary, a gin or a shari or something like that. As far as fertilizing, I'm going to be reducing the amount of organics that are in the pot or space, and I'm going to be blasting it with lots of nitrogen through up until probably June, and then I'll go to something that's a little bit more balanced. So I want to get energy in, I want to get greenery going early in the year, and then kind of let that taper off so it doesn't just get crazy leggy. I want to give it a jump start to get some energy going, to get the green going in the spring, then kind of taper it off throughout the heat of the summer. Lawrence was saying, anybody have any criticism, critique, or ideas, some things I could think about?
That would be my intention for nature, Joe. I'll think that every morning.
I have been using these slow release tablets along with Miracle Grow liquid fertilizer. But as I start going to more, if I get rid of the nursery soil and go to more inorganics, I'm going to start using compacted rapeseed inorganic pellets to put on rapeseed. Rapeseed is a reasonable, balanced fertilizer that's focused on the nitrogen. It's high on nitrogen, but has got PK in it as well. And it's a slow release.
Right.
So over time, now
The first number you see on fertilizing pads, these has 3 numbers. The first number is the nitrogen. So if you want a higher nitrogen fertilizer, you look for one with a higher first number.
first number is highest. So
That's the real.
so I've got this. I put a loop around. So I'm probably going to do it to your pot. There's the one with all the knobs around the side so you can string it down. But I hadn't made this before. I got one of those. And I just have it looped around and pull these down, pull them down. And that's going to get more sun into here and de-emphasize the leader effect that the auxins have. So if I don't want to cut all these branches off, but I just want to take the tips off where the auxins are stored, and then de-emphasize their importance to the plant by bringing them down. And that'll kick these into overdrive.
And for those of you that, I don't know how experienced everybody is, and this is a technique here where you don't have to wire the branch down. You use a piece of bamboo or skewer, whatever, and you lay that across the branches to pull them down so you're not wiring each little branch, because
you'll do a lot more damage by wiring and unwiring
because they're so delicate. So you use that, and it's what they do in landscaping in Japan and stuff. So this is a way. I just wanted to make sure people saw that so they know
what's going here.
What that's there for and how effective it can be.
Okay.
Now I just brought in some kind of examples. These are 1-year cuttings. What are those? Done wired them, and then as I style them, twist them and bend them as we're trying to get some of that spiraling. When we as they mature, and we want to get some gin and shari and stuff. If you twist them as well as bend them, then you start getting that.
Bend the lifeline
into it.
So then when you carve it later, you can carve it, you can expose the wood in a spiral and not just in a strip. But you have to do it while the plant is young and pliable, and it grows into that curved lifeline, because you can't, there's some of these that are too big to bend without damage.
And is that too big?
It's 2 more days. You'll know just by trying it.
Yeah.
I mean, get it, and if you start basing up, or you can also put really, really, really tight
and raffia
around, and that gives you a little bit more ability to twist. But the twisting is one of the most spectacular.
Raffia, it's like a straw. And you wet it, and then you wind it real tight around the branch, and that compresses the cell so that when you bend them, the tree branch doesn't break. It holds everything. Go ahead. And basically, I brought these 2 in. They're about the same age. This one hasn't had much done with it. This one has had more wirings. You see that a bend here. And so by doing that bending, it kind of brings the tree down more. This one probably can do some wiring on it, but so the collaborator, it's going to have to be a heavier wire. But I just kind of brought those in to show the kind of difference. But I'm trying to do kind of the same thing he was talking about, trying to pick out where I want my leader to start, but I want it to be one of the interior. Smaller, so smaller shoots. So you've got to get the other shoots out of the way so that the sun gets in there And then you start taking off the tips so that it sends the signal to the plant that
That's the new leader.
this is where we're going to grow.
It's also like a plumbing issue because the plant has a lot of, can transpire the water out the top, which leaves a vacuum inside of the vacuole, and so it sucks up more water. But if I bend this over, then it has to work harder to get fluids into that part. So it says, well, where else can I get fluids? I can get fluids in here because it's still straight and upright. So you can de-emphasize the strength of that branch just by bending it down. Let's see what you got going.
I've got some material that's available through Wilson Sanchez's nursery operation.
Okay.
They're all three from
Town Bonsai.
That's right. They're all three from
Florida.
All three from Wilson. And so I'm going to work on three. I have this general strategy with the trees that I'm working with is to see how aggressive I can be, to be able to have different examples where I can try different techniques. Yeah. So while the strategy is the same, I want to try to approach it from having different materials. You can see I've already started. I've already kind of worked this one back to the branches I want to develop.
But so shallow.
This one was kind of cleaned up, and I've pretty much left all the strong growth on it. And this is the one that I've done the least work to at this point. They all need to be repotted.
Right.
So that will be really the first major thing I'm going to be doing with them is getting them established into new pots and new soil and basically setting them up for the rest of this project.
So it's probably sometime between now and Valentine's Day.
You're right.
I want to get that.
I'm inclined to put them in slightly larger pots.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're nowhere near ready for really doing aggressive training on the roots.
My recommendation on the pots is pick up. This is pretty heavy, but it's at least as tall as it is wide.
Yeah.
So a tall pot will keep the moisture lower and not have so much saturated roots in a conifer or tree like this. So a taller pot over a wider pot would be recommended. And so if you get a taller pot, it's going to tend to tip in the wind. So you're going to have either some way to weight it down, stake it down, or tie it, so it doesn't blow over. But a deeper pot, better than a wider pot.
What I do is I take a pot like this and I put and then I put stones in here, pebbles, river pebbles, whatever, and that kind of holds everything. Because if not, you saw a while ago with this one, anything at all, and it'll tip.
Okay, so
mine, I didn't really have much of a plan. We just said we were bringing them in, so I actually had some, but these are just ones I've had for a while, and maybe we can finally actually start doing something with them. Really, I haven't done much with them at all, so I was just glad I had some
a good start
to work with. I think this one's actually from a seedling from a long time ago. So, but yeah, so we'll see what we can actually do with them is the main thing. But like I said, I was just happy I had a couple to bring in. So that's where I'm at with these.
Yeah, they are. Do you know what kind of junipers they are?
The regular kind.
This is procumbens, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. looks healthy. I don't see any disease or anything.
Yeah,
on
they're-
there. It's got good shape.
Do you keep them outside?
Good
or
taper.
inside, or-
outside. I keep everything outside.
How long has it been since you did any cutting on either one of those trees?
Long time.
Pardon me?
Long time.
Long time?
I mean, I've never, probably
The
2 years.
juvenile growth holds.
2
a long
years here, and I
time.
got this one from here, from Les. So probably 3 years ago. So I haven't done anything since then.
I thought you were just keeping it for me.
Yeah.
Now you say that
Just came
after
to
he
reclaim
gets
it.
it, after he gets it where he wants it. Then that's when you say, oh yeah, that you were just babysitting that for me.
Let's have some too.
This one, you gave me this one. Remember you gave me that one a couple years ago?
Sure.
These two I started from cuttings. This one was almost straight. Last year I put a lot of zip ties on it,
I don't think you
but it was just wavy. So I put zip ties on it. And I could scrunch it down a lot more than it is now.
Zip ties are a good way to bend these.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about the wire. They hold it. They hold the whole
Hold
year.
a long
They
time.
hold a long.
You can always,
So I need to
get
pick.
it where you want it, and then every couple of weeks, just pull a little bit more.
Need to pick one of
Have
these
this
for the
big-
for our not contest. What is it?
Challenge.
Challenge. Y'all need to help me pick one of these. Which one do you think would make the best?
Well, you can do as
You
many
can do as many as you want.
We're not keeping it just one plant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, you got a couple of years.
This,
before you have to make a
this is
choice.
just, we're doing this to try to see whether this technique works and what we end up with at 6 years. Because, you know, that's what the guy said. In 6 years, he can give you a show worth the Shohin or Mame.
Right.
So we're trying to get there. So, you know, if you want to do 20 of them, you
This
can
is
do
an
20.
experiment right here. I put this in potting soil and this in bonsai soil a year ago. That one in potting soil actually looks better.
It does.
Of course, it
Fuller,
didn't have as much work done as this one too. This one I had bent it. It was like this tall. And I squinched it down. So it's not, and the pots are different sizes, so it's not a real controlled experiment. But yeah, that's just plain old potting soil, and this is bonsai soil. I was wanting to see if there was a difference. All right, well, I'll work on all of them.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again next month or the month after. We'll see what we feel like we need to meet again. What's the next step after this? You want to go home and repot your plant?
I'm
I'll
repotting,
repot
that's
my
what I'm
plant
doing.
and then bring it back.
I've got to do some potting up.
You want to bring it back next month?
Yep.
Okay.
You can do root
I
over
won't-
rock on those.
I won't be able to be here next month.
You made movement on that. These have movement like they have now.
That's okay.
The roots aren't as long as you think.
It also has a bunch of really thick
Yeah,
branches
they'll get
across
there.
them.
Yeah, I mean, if I left them in there for a couple
This is
more
the one I've
years,
done the most
they probably
cutting
be
on.
good for root over rock or something.
Yeah.
This one's got
Next
pretty
thing
good, yeah.
is train roots for root over